Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. The AFC North is always one of the most intense and competitive divisions in the NFL. And right now, there's a lot of buzz around how recent developments could reshape the power dynamics in the division. The Pittsburgh Steelers, as always, are looking to maintain their edge, but recent events involving the Cleveland Browns are sparking conversation across the league and among Steelers fans alike. Specifically, there's a lot of chatter about the Browns' decision to start rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders, and the implications this move might have not only for Cleveland, but also for the Steelers' path to postseason success. Now, Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback drafted in the 5th round, has made a pretty big splash early in his NFL career. His first start was against the Baltimore Ravens, a tough opponent right out of the gate, and he made the most of his opportunity. Despite the loss, Sanders demonstrated impressive poise and talent, showing flashes of the potential that made him a highly regarded prospect coming out of Colorado. His performance has generated a lot of excitement among fans of the Browns, but also a fair share of skepticism among analysts and NFL insiders. The question now is, can Sanders sustain this level of play and carry Cleveland to a winning record, or is this just a flash in the pan? What's particularly interesting here is the context in which Sanders is starting. Cleveland's head coach Kevin Stefanski has made the decision to roll with Sanders despite the fact that he was a 5th-round pick, generally considered a developmental project rather than an immediate starter. The Browns have a veteran quarterback in Dillon Gabriel, who was the team's initial choice, but Sanders has been thrust into the spotlight unexpectedly. This move has sparked a heated debate in NFL circles, especially with analysts like John Middlecoff voicing concerns about the long-term consequences for Stefanski and the organization. Middlecoff, a well-known NFL analyst, discussed the situation on his 3 and Out podcast, highlighting how the decision to start Sanders might be more complicated than it appears. He pointed out that the decision to go with Sanders might not be entirely Stefanski's. In the NFL, especially with late-round picks, there's often a disconnect between the coaching staff and the front office regarding player evaluation. Middlecoff explained that often the head coach might not be the biggest fan of a player drafted by the GM, especially if they drafted someone like Dillon Gabriel ahead of Sanders. And in this case, since Stefanski was heavily involved in drafting Gabriel, his preference might lean toward sticking with the veteran rather than rushing a young rookie into a key role. This situation creates an interesting tension. Sanders, despite being a 5th-round pick, has shown enough promise to earn a starting nod, but it's not without its risks. Middlecoff suggested that even if Sanders succeeds on the field, this decision could cause friction within the organization. Coaches and GMs might have differing visions, and starting Sanders over Gabriel might not sit well with everyone. The real concern here is how this move might influence the Browns' future, and whether it could ultimately cost Stefanski his job if things don't go as planned. Middlecoff's point about the potential fallout is significant because it underscores the high stakes involved. If Sanders continues to perform well, it could force Cleveland to reevaluate their quarterback situation, possibly leading to a quarterback controversy or even organizational tension. And for the Steelers, this is a very interesting development. A Browns team that's internally divided or uncertain at quarterback is a team that Steelers fans should keep a close eye on. Cleveland has been trying to build a consistent contender, but internal disagreements and coaching decisions can sometimes backfire, especially when a young quarterback is thrown into the fire too soon. From a Steelers perspective, the rise of Sanders could be both a challenge and an opportunity. If he continues to grow and succeed, it might push Cleveland to stick with him longer, creating a new rivalry dynamic. But if he struggles, it could give the Steelers an edge in upcoming matchups, especially if the Browns face internal turmoil or coaching changes. Pittsburgh's defense, led by stars like T.J. Watt and Minkah Fitzpatrick, will be eager to capitalize on any instability or inconsistency in Cleveland's offense. Looking at the bigger picture, the Steelers are in a good spot right now. Kenny Pickett has shown steady improvement this season, and the team's defense remains one of the most formidable units in the league. Pittsburgh's offensive line is starting to gel, and the running game with Najee Harris is becoming more consistent. The AFC North is always about tight battles, and developments like Cleveland's quarterback situation add an extra layer of unpredictability. Steelers fans should be excited about their team's prospects, but also remain vigilant about what's happening around them in the division. The upcoming games are crucial for the Steelers to solidify their position. With teams like Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Cleveland all fighting for supremacy, every win counts. Pittsburgh has the talent and experience to make a deep playoff run, but staying ahead in the division will require resilience, smart coaching, and a bit of luck. The Browns' quarterback saga adds an element of chaos that could either work in Pittsburgh's favor or force them to adjust their strategies on the fly. Now, back to Sanders. What makes his story particularly compelling is the fact that he's a rookie thrust into a scenario that's usually reserved for more seasoned veterans. The pressure is immense, especially since the Browns are in a bit of a quarterback limbo. If Sanders thrives, it could reshape the Browns' future and potentially make them a more dangerous opponent. But if he falters, Cleveland might face tough questions about their coaching decisions and organizational stability. It's a high-stakes gamble, and the NFL loves stories like this, young players stepping up and either rising to the occasion or falling short under the spotlight. For Steelers fans, this situation is a reminder of how volatile and unpredictable football can be. We've seen teams rise and fall based on coaching decisions, player development, and sometimes just plain luck. The AFC North is always a roller coaster, and right now, Cleveland's quarterback situation is adding fuel to the fire. But one thing is for sure, the Steelers remain a team built on resilience, strong defense, and a commitment to improving each week. They know how to adapt, and they're always ready to take advantage of any chaos in the division. As we look toward the next few weeks, all eyes will be on Sanders' development and the Browns' coaching staff. Will they stick with him long-term? Will internal disagreements cause turbulence? And how will this impact the division standings? For Pittsburgh, the key is to stay focused, keep winning, and let the chaos in Cleveland unfold. Because at the end of the day, the Steelers have proven time and time again that they can navigate through division rivalries and come out on top. But it's always a battle, and every game counts. In the grand scheme of things, this story about Sanders and Stefanski isn't just about one game or one rookie. It's about the long-term narrative of the AFC North. It's about how coaching decisions, player development, and organizational chemistry can tilt the balance of power. And for the Steelers, it's a reminder that they have to stay sharp, keep their eyes open, and never underestimate the importance of every single play in this division. Because one mistake, one bad call, or one stellar performance from a young rookie could change everything, just like that. So Steelers fans, get ready for an exciting stretch of football. The division races are heating up and every team is fighting for their spot. The rise of Sanders in Cleveland adds an unpredictable twist, but Pittsburgh is well positioned to capitalize on any missteps. Make sure you stay tuned, cheer loudly, and keep that Steelers pride alive, because this season is shaping up to be one of the most thrilling in recent memory. And remember, no matter what happens, we're all in this together. The Steelers family is strong, and we'll be cheering for our team through every high and low. Let's keep the faith and enjoy every second of this wild NFL ride. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.